Are we live? We're live. It's alive. Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday. We are excited to be here with you. Thank you for your patience. This Facebook switch, I know we say that every week, but we're trying to learn it and we think we've got it. And then when we test it, it works great. And then all of a sudden, when we need it, it doesn't work. And so we are so glad to have you here tonight with us. Happy Mother's Day to the moms and grandmas who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for the work that you do. And tonight we are going to talk a little bit about the OG Mary Kay Mama, and that is Mary Kay Ash. She is the mother of all direct sellers, our grand poobah, like our woman, right? Our inspiration in Mary Kay. And we want to tell you a little bit about her and the woman behind the company, and also want to tell you a little bit about some of Mary Kay's principles and values that she held dear in 1963 that are still holding true today, right here in 2024. And at the end of all this, what we just ask is that you just that you just listen with an open heart and an open mind. When I began my business 18 years ago, I was 12. But when I began my business 18 years ago, I did not see this in my future at all. Like, I did not wake up and think, wow, I'm going to be a Mary Kay beauty consultant today. It was never on my radar ever for my life. And I'm so grateful that God had different plans and put different people in my life to lead me to make the decision to say yes to becoming an independent beauty consultant. And so just listen without any preconceived notions about what you think you might know about Mary Kay, or if you've heard stuff before. And we'd love to kind of share with you a little bit about the woman behind the company. Okay. And so let's dig in. Let's talk about the history of Mary Kay. She was a real woman. People ask all the time, was Mary Kay real? Yes, yes, she was real. She had 3 children, she and her husband. And her husband served in World War II. And while he was gone, she sold books door to door to make ends meet while he was away in the war. And can you imagine, like, if you tried to sell books door to door today, what would happen? Like used car salesman. But that's what they did back then. And she was really good at it. And when he came back from the war in 1945, he told her that he had fallen out of love while he was away and they divorced. And so, to make ends meet as a single mom, she began focusing in a career on direct sales. Why direct sales? It was just kind of starting out at that time. But, Crystal, why do you think a mom would want to be in direct sales?
Well, she had children and she
Up to encourage a mom, especially, to spend time with her family. Like, that's, you get to choose your own hours and all of that. And so Mary Kay excelled in the direct selling industry, and she did really, really well. But men kept taking her territories after she trained them. And so she was like, what the heck? If I had a dream company, this would be what I would do. And she started writing down all the things that would make her company amazing. And she kind of sat back and was like, oh my gosh, I have a company. I have a company. I don't have a book. I have a business plan. And I want to show you guys this book real quick. It's called Miracles Happen. And this is Mary Kay's autobiography. And so you can get this at the library. Like, if you're a customer and you're like, who is Mary Kay Ash? A lot of this information is found in Mary Kay's autobiography. Okay. And so, if you're a consultant, I encourage you to read it because it's super eye opening. But she decided to lay the groundwork for the Beauty by Mary Kay, is what the company was called, in 1963. And guys, 1 month before it was scheduled to open, her husband at the time, she had remarried, he had a heart attack at the breakfast table and died. 1 month. Can you even imagine what tenacity and grit it took for her to get up, dust herself off, and continue pushing forward? They had invested everything in opening Beauty by Mary Kay, to have a storefront in Dallas, all of that. And her son, I feel like this speaks to the woman that Mary Kay Ash was. Crystal, if we have questions, if you'd let me know, because I'm just on a roll. But her son, Richard, who was married at the time, offered her his life savings of $5,000 to continue to get the business up and running. And Mary Kay was like 40 something at this time. I think she was 45 at this time. And can you even imagine starting over in that moment and saying, I'm going to do things different for my grandkids, for my kids, for my life, right? Do something different. And so sometimes you have to take that leap and do something different. And we're so, so thankful that she did. And so her son said, Mom, I believe in you. I really think we can make this work. I'm moving my family to be closer to you so that we can do this together. And I want to run your company. Here's $5,000. And that's so cool. And so Mary Kay's son, Richard, began leading Mary Kay from a financial perspective. And he is still the chairman of the board today. Okay. And his son, Ryan Rogers, is now our CEO. He is now our chief executive officer for Mary Kay Cosmetics. And so it's so cool that it's a family owned company. And Crystal, I feel like that really speaks a lot to Mary Kay's heritage, that she wanted to keep it in the family, right? The business had gone public at one point and they didn't like the way things were going. And they said, no, 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 no. And they bought back all the shares that had gone public. And so Mary Kay really held family near to her heart. And her great granddaughter, Jessica, is the leading ambassador for the Mary Kay Foundation, which Crystal will tell you about in just a little bit. But her dream book in 1963 has affected millions of women worldwide, and not just from the products, but also from the business opportunity. And so tonight we're going to talk specifically about the business opportunity and how Mary Kay's legacy from 60 years ago is still continuing to enrich the lives of women in 37 countries. That's so crazy to me. 37 countries. So let's first talk about the unlimited earning potential. Do we have a question, Crystal?
Nope. I just wanted to do a quick shout out. So I just wanted to say hi to Judy and Heidi and Mandy and Christina and Kylie and Kay, Leanna, Kayla, and Chelsea.
Yes, I love it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, so the first thing about Mary Kay is, and if any of these, tell me after we're done or as we're talking about it, which one of these resonates most with you, okay? And tonight, if you are listening to Crystal and I, and you're like, you know what? I want to be part of this. I may be 45, I may be 25, I may be 64, but I'm going to start something new. I'm going to take a chance. And so I want you to comment, sign me up. Okay. I want you to comment, sign me up. And if you decide that you are going to sign up tonight and be part of our family by midnight tonight, then Crystal and I are going to gift you with a brand new product from our summer line. Okay. So it's like almost the cost of a starter kit. Okay, so sign me up is how you do this. All right, so the unlimited earning potential. Guys, the sky is the limit. How many of you love money? How many, well, not like that, but how many of you need money, right? How many of you have more month than money? Have you ever gotten to a place in the month where you're like, oh man, it's only the 12th and those bills still haven't come in yet and I still have to pay those and my paycheck is gone. And so in Mary Kay, we say that we have a money tree in our backyard and it's called Go Sell a Lipstick. And so you can earn as little or as much money as you are willing to work for. We earn 50% of everything we sell. It's the highest in the direct sales industry, and I can multiply and divide by 2. Right, Crystal? So we buy it for 100 and we sell it for 200. And that's how one of the ways that we make our money in Mary Kay is by selling the product. In fact, it's the easiest way to make some extra cash. And Crystal and I get to mentor and coach you to decide how much time you're willing to invest in your business versus your goals and your financial needs and things like that. So we can help you with that, little or a lot and everything in between. And we know that money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy choices. It allows you to decide, am I going to send my child to a private school? Can I get braces now? Could we go to Disney or are we just staying home this year? Can I give more to my church or do I have to hold back? Is there a special charity that I love that I wish I could give more money to? And so those are the types of choices that you can make when you have more money. And I read a statistic, I actually screenshotted it because now I'm not going to be able to find the screenshot when I need it, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find the screenshot. But it was on someone's story the other day, and it was about how, like, 60% of Americans don't have $1,000 in their savings account.
Mhm.
It was something crazy like that, and that it costs almost 15,000 more a year to run a household than it did 2 years ago. And so many women are saying yes to a side hustle just to bring in a couple of extra bucks. And it's makeup. It's getting washed down the drain every single night. And your customers are going to need more, right? The next thing is the confidence. You guys, you can't give to someone what you don't have. And a confident woman raises a confident child. And a confident child can change a neighborhood, can change a school, right? Can change the world. And so prior to Mary Kay, I had zero self-confidence. I could not make a doctor's appointment. Yeah, hot mess. Couldn't put gas in my own car. I had to pay with a credit card. God forbid I pay with cash. Couldn't take money out of my own bank account. Couldn't walk up to the teller. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And I look back and I think, how did that girl even get out of the house? Like, how did I even function? Phone calls terrified me. And now I get to train hundreds of people. I fly alone and I love it. I've been on TV, I've been interviewed, like all these things that I never thought would happen because I didn't have the confidence. And now my son, who's 7, is realizing, like, he has no fear. I'll say, "You tell him what you want," and he'll say, "Great, I'll have a number 8 with nuggets and ranch," and, like, he tells the Chick-fil-A people what he wants, and he tells his waiter what he wants, and he says things to people at the grocery store, like, my son is developing confidence that I didn't have at that age, and I feel like my Mary Kay business has allowed him a safe space to be confident and to learn that it's okay to fail, to get up, and to try again because you can do it. And so Crystal's going to talk a little bit about some of the other cool stuff that we have here in Mary Kay.
Yes. And so what's so funny to me, you guys, is Erin talked about the confidence. And Erin and I, we actually went to school together, and I've known Erin for a very long time. And what she speaks is so true. When the day that she came to my house to sit down with me for a facial, when she left, my first thought was, that is not the girl I went to school with, because she was so poised and so confident, and she just exuded this energy that she didn't when we were in high school. And so it was really nice for me to see that, because it gave me a little bit of hope too. So I love that. All right. Whew, you guys. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a little bit about our company values. First off, we operate everything by the golden rule. Okay. So I'm going to treat my customers the way I would want to be treated. I'm going to speak to my customers, and I'm going to speak to my consultants the way I would want to be treated. That is huge for me because I don't like being spoken down to. And a little bit more on that later, but I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being spoken down to, and I don't like being belittled. And so many times I've walked into several businesses where somebody is having a conversation with their employee right in the middle of the showroom floor, and I cringe because I can feel the pain coming off of that employee because the manager is just not being very professional about it.
Mhm.
And so that's one thing that I've always I always strive for, that is to speak to and do things for my customers and my consultants that I know how I would want to feel. So that is huge. And Mary Kay operated her entire company that way.
Mm.
Every person that she spoke to She made them feel like they were the only person in the room, and she made sure that she had that one-on-one connection with everybody she spoke to, and so we get to live that through her legacy, which is really cool for me. And then the next thing that I wanna talk about is we operate by God first, family second, career third. Mary Kay always said, "If you put your priorities in that order, everything will fall into place. Out of order, nothing works."
Mm.
Okay. And so I actually had a conversation a few weeks ago with a woman at church, and she actually turned to my mom and she said, "You have got to be so proud of your daughter for working at a company where they put God first." And I don't think my mom was quite expecting that response from this woman. And it made me feel good because and it's not just in business either. You guys, when you put that, if that's your order that you put everything in from your kids, your life, your friends, your just everything that you do, everything falls into place every time. And so that's huge for a lot of women because there's a lot of companies who do not see the value in that order.
Sure.
I had someone reach out to me and she said, we were having a conversation and she said, "I love that you do a devotional with your unit every single morning. The company I work for would have shut me down. They literally would have written me up for doing that." She said, "And I commend you for being that person and working for a company that you can do that with." And so I love that. And hi, Amy. Hi, Kim. Hi, Pam.
Mhm.
Ladies, thanks for jumping on. So the next thing is Aaron talked a little bit about how the men that Mary Kay Ash was working with, how they would take her territory or they would take what you guys, we don't have territories. That, especially when the pandemic hit, opened up countless, endless possibilities for you as a business owner
Mm.
because I have consultants all across the country. You guys, I have customers all across the country.
Same.
And so we would never have been able to reach those women or connect with those women
Or keep those women.
if we had
Yeah.
territories.
Yeah.
So my mom went years and years and years ago. She was going to work for a direct sales company, and they physically said, "This is your area. These are the streets you have to sell to. This is it.
Mhm.
This is all." And my dad, being in law enforcement, looked at my mom and he said, "No, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want you going door to door in that neighborhood."
Mhm.
But that's how it was.
My
And
cousin runs, he has an a Kona ice truck, and they have territories. He was not allowed to come down to my son's birthday party because it wasn't his territory, so we had to well, he gifted us to pay for another Kona ice truck to come and be here for the birthday party, and it couldn't be him. Like, that sucks. Sorry. Like,
bad because word of mouth is huge. So if you
yeah,
have a friend that lives in Portland, Oregon, and you want them to connect with me, if we had territories, I would have to tell you no.
yeah.
We don't have to do that anymore. So that's huge. We've never had to do that in our company.
Mhm.
And I do. I really really love that because I have made friends with women. Some of my best friends are out of state and I would never have met them had it not been for Mary Kay.
Yep.
So here we are, and I love it. Love, love, love. So hi, Aunt Betsy. Hi, Ashley.
Lisa's on
Hi,
too. Yeah.
Lisa. Hi, guys. And then Erin talked a little bit about the Mary Kay Ash Foundation. And I want to speak a little bit further on that. I'm going to give you some stats and then I'm going to tell you why it's so incredibly important to me. Okay. So, first off, we have donated more than $200 million to domestic violence shelters across the country. We would love to be able to have the stats and be able to say there is no more domestic violence. So we are constantly giving back to that to help eradicate that out of the country. And then we also give to research for cancers affecting women. How many of you guys, honestly, and be very, very truthful, how many of you have either been affected by cancer or domestic violence, or you know someone who is affected by cancer or domestic violence? Okay. I can tell you that half of my family has been affected by cancer, and I have been affected by domestic violence. And my story is, it's not as tragic as some, but it led to some very tragic things. And so I'm still, after 20 some years, dealing with the after effects of that situation. Um, I still have probably a little bit of PTSD and a little bit of trauma from that. And I get triggered very easily by certain things because of that. You know, that whole I don't take well to being talked down to, and I don't like being told what to do, but that's why.
Mm.
And so, you guys, 1 in 3 women, 1 in 3 will be affected by domestic violence in their lifetime. Okay, so 1 in 3. Okay, so imagine if myself and Aaron and one of you were sitting in the room. At least one of us has been affected by domestic violence. That's huge, you guys. That is a huge number. And 1 in 4 women will be affected by cancer. And that number is growing, unfortunately. And so the Mary Kay Ash Foundation gives back. As a matter of fact, we currently have 2 products that were just released that actually gives back to the Mary Kay Ash Foundation, and that is our sparkle lipsticks. I'm pretty sure Erin is wearing Positive Impact, as I am tonight.
Mhm.
And so the Empower lipstick, which is hot pink, and the Positive Impact, every single sale of each one of those tubes of lipstick, Mary Kay is giving back $1 to the Mary Kay Ash Foundation for every single tube. So if that speaks to your heart, contact your consultant, grab some of that lipstick either for yourself, to gift, or to donate.
Mm.
Okay. And then we also have a Pink Doing Green initiative. And we talked a little bit about this during our Going Green uh, event that we had not too long ago. And so I kind of want to touch on a few things on what we are doing to be more green and more sustainable with the company. So, first off, we have planted more than 1 million trees, okay, around the world. You guys, literally, Aaron talked about it. We are in 37 countries. Okay. So we are planting trees in 37 countries. Okay.
That's a lot of opportunity for impact.
Yes, that
37
is
countries, yes.
huge.
Mhm.
Do you guys remember in school watching them show the videos of the Amazon forest and how quickly they're being diminished every second of every single day? And there's a lot of conservative or conservationists, there we go. I was trying to come up with the word. Words are hard. That are working to stop that, but it's still happening. And so those trees have to be replanted, and we are working to do that. We
Mhm.
also have a worldwide recycling program. Our global manufacturing facilities actually use super robust recycling programs. Okay. 0% landfill. Zero. You guys, as we speak, my husband and my mother in law are gathering trash because trash pickup is tomorrow morning. And I can promise you, both of our trash cans that are out here are going to be full to the brim.
And it's funny, but it's not funny
Right.
that a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar corporation can generate nothing to a landfill. Nothing. It is reused, repurposed, or recycled. Everything has a home at Mary Kay,
And a
and
family of 3 can't even
it's
accomplish.
embarrassing how much trash we have, but honestly, is that not impressive? Yeah, I'm impressed by it. Yeah.
Pam says she is a cancer survivor. I know Lisa is a cancer survivor as well, as is my mother-in-law. So,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. And then we also believe in taking care of the world so that our kids and our grandkids can truly enjoy it. You guys, so we're constantly looking at ways that we can, as Erin said, recycle, repurpose, reuse, all the things, which is why a lot of our packaging now is actually made from 100% recycled material. A lot of we've gone back to glass, and you'll see certain things on like Earth Day. There are people that are using our little glass containers as planters and vases. And they're reusing those in different ways, which is really, really cool because you can do that, especially with our glass. I love that we're going back to glass packaging. For me, that's huge. Okay. And that brings us into our sustainable product packaging. You guys, did you know that we have been using refillable compacts for more than 30 years?
We were cool before it was cool to be cool.
Exactly. All of our palettes, you guys, they are, and I don't have one with me. I probably do, but I don't know where it's at. They are all magnetic. So all of our eyeshadows, blushes, anything that, any of our Chroma Fusion stuff, our pressed powders, um, our cream to powder foundations, you guys, those are all in metal packaging so that when you take them out of those little plastic containers that we send them to you in, they just pop right into our palettes. And so you don't have to throw those away. You just don't. And then the packaging that the actual product comes in, that's recyclable. So you can put that straight into your recycle bin and it's taken care of. Okay. Which is really, really cool for me, because I know as a consumer and user of makeup, I love makeup. I've always loved makeup. But I know how many packages I went through just in high school. You guys, like I went through a lot of makeup. And so that's a lot of waste and a lot of things that you can't recycle. Okay, but you can with ours, which is really fun. And then, oh, I talked about the zero landfill sites, right?
Mhm.
That's always, always, always good. Our packaging peanuts. Hold on, I have some right here. Okay, let me grab some.
These are so fun.
These little guys right here. Okay. If you've ever received a package that we have shipped directly from the company to you, or you've, some of my customers, if you receive your little mailers that I send to you and there's extra room, you're going to see these shoved in there. You guys, should I do it? Should I? Yeah, I probably.
Yes.
I totally will.
Dessert.
So you guys, these are 100% biodegradable. They're edible. They're non-toxic. My dogs love them. And let me get it off the roof of my mouth. You guys, it tastes like stale potato chips.
It's made from corn and potato starch. Now, would not recommend making a meal out of this.
No.
However, Crystal will not die from that. And neither will your children, your babies, your pets. Now, if they eat 100 million of them, potentially, but they disintegrate in water.
Mhm.
And so they get wet out in the rain, boop, they're
Yep.
gone.
I've seen people actually put them in their yard and just spray them down with a hose until they're gone.
You can compost them too.
Which is really cool. So if you have a compost pile, which I used to, I don't anymore, but I could have literally just dumped all of them right there.
Crystal, was that delicious? Do you need
Oh,
some dip
it was
for
phenomenal.
your chips?
But you guys, if let's say your baby is crawling around on the floor and you dropped some of these out of your box, it's not going to hurt them. Okay. It's not styrofoam. It's not toxic. It's not, like I said, my dogs actually, when this box gets here, they will move product out of the way to get to those packaging peanuts. They
Yes.
love these little things.
Yep.
So I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. And then we have 100% renewable energy. You guys, the Mary Kay World headquarters and the global manufacturing facility in Dallas are powered 100% by renewable energy.
Mm.
And if you've ever visited Dallas, make a stop at the Dallas Mary Kay headquarters because it is so much fun. You guys,
Mhm.
there's so many things in there, but 100% renewable energy, you guys. Do you know how much energy I know how much energy I'm using right here. I have 3 screens going. I have a ring light, my regular light, my camera, my keyboard, my computer, ton,
Mhm. Yeah,
okay? And they are 100% renewable.
so
That is
good.
so cool.
So good. And Mary Kay believed in taking care of the environment so that it was here when our kids and grandkids grew up in it and our great grandchildren. And I heard once that legacy is changing the lives of those not yet born.
Yes.
And so that's exactly what Mary Kay did. She changed the life of my son who wasn't born in 1963. Mary Kay did not know that my son was going to be born to a Mary Kay sales director, right? She had no clue. And so one of the things that I love most too about having kids and being able to work this business is the flexibility and the freedom. Crystal said she doesn't like being told what to do. I worked in the corporate world. I worked in the corporate world for um, gosh, almost 10 years after I graduated from college, and quickly found out that that's not where I belonged. I used to get super sick on Sunday nights because my boss and I didn't get along. And I was terrified of her. I was terrified of doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing or being late or any of that. And I would get physically ill on Sunday nights and I would get sick asking for time off and for vacation time and the days that I had earned and I would shake before I sent her an email. And she wasn't a terrible person. I just dreaded her. And even as I changed jobs and all of that, I still was really nervous about doing the corporate thing. And so being my own boss has been such a gift because I don't follow rules very well. I probably would have been fired like 393 times by now. But I love that I'm my own boss and I have that flexibility to decide, am I going to work today or do I need a day off? Now, of course, you want to work more days than you take days off, but I get to decide. Like a couple weeks ago, I took my son, I went to the zoo. I was a chaperone from 9 in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was a zoo chaperone. And then this Thursday, we have another event for school where I'm going to be gone from 7:30 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon. And I get to decide that. I didn't have to ask for PTO. I didn't have to worry about do my vacation days line up with how many I have left. Watching my husband do this dance with his time off of, well, if I take this, then I can't take that. And if I do this, then no, I don't have to do that. And when my son is sick, guess who doesn't have to move anything around? Me, because I work from right here on my butt behind my computer. Now, I do a lot of things in person, but I'd say about 90% of my business is virtual. And so I'm able to work when I want, when it aligns around the things that are important to me. Church is important. My son is important. Our nonprofit organization that we founded is important. Friends are important. Family is important. And I get to decide if I'm going to hold an appointment or hang out with them. And I get to make those decisions every single day without anybody telling me otherwise. I can't even explain the amount of relief that that brings me. Now, it might terrify some people that you have to be your own boss and you have to decide. We can train you how to do all that. And I would venture to guess that about 95% of the consultants who begin a Mary Kay business are doing something else. They're working full time, they're mothers, they have kids in baseball and softball. They're busy. Okay. So they're working this in and around the priorities of their lives. And that's okay. You can do this business as a hobby. You can do it as a part time, or you can do it as a full time hustle. Any way that it fits into your life is the best way, really. It's the best way. And so you can start your Mary Kay business for just 35 bucks. It's just 35 to have a virtual online business, and that's our e-start kit. Everybody starts there, and then you can choose to add stuff on after that if you want to. But for 35 bucks, you guys, you can't even put that in your gas tank right now. And I embarrassingly enough have spent a lot more than that at Starbucks this week. Have a problem. Um, it is what it is. I sell Mary Kay so I can afford expensive coffee. So you cannot I just went to the grocery store today and baked potatoes were $14. You guys, 5 baked potatoes were $14. I can't even. And so whether you wanna make a lot of money or a little bit of money or have a little bit of flexibility or a lot of flexibility, if you stand behind the God first, family second, career third, and the golden rule and all the cool things that we do for people, and um, I believe that a woman should try Mary Kay business for at least a year.
Mhm.
And then after that, you get to decide what you do if you remain a customer, but that's the worst thing that happens. If you try this for a year and it's not for you, great. I hope you learned something. Come back and be our customers. No big deal. So for 35, count me in, sign me up, however you say it. When you say yes and submit your starter kit, order by tonight at midnight, Crystal or I will be gifting you a lipstick or something from the new line, and it's about the same cost as the starter kit. So really, we're taking more of a chance on you than you are on you, to make sure that you fall in love with this. And so we would love to have you. If you have questions, anything we didn't answer, we talked a lot, but if we didn't answer something, reach out to us. We're accessible on Facebook, or reach out to your consultant and she can message us. But we are so grateful for you hanging out with us tonight. Those of you that stuck around or are watching the replay, we're so, so happy and blessed to be able to have you in our lives, because like Crystal said, some of you we got to reconnect with through Mary Kay, some of you we never knew prior to Mary Kay, and it's just really cool to watch it all come together. And so we will see you again, hopefully on Tuesday night. We're doing our birthday bash with the lavender latte makeovers, and we will see you at 8:30 on Tuesday. You guys have an incredible Mother's Day. Thank you for loving your babies and grandbabies. And if they're not here with you, my heart goes out to you. I'm in that boat as well. But you are still a mama. You're still a mommy. Okay. All right, guys. Have an amazing night. Bye.